there's not much going on right now.
Yeah, there's that as well.
It's Paper Mario, Luigi's Mansion, and
We don't know.
a
Not
shrug.
even Zelda. And even PlayStation, we can't even talk about like PlayStation. There's nothing going on that end. Xbox, who knows what they're doing? They're fumbling right now.
I have a feeling we'll have like some sort of direct before Luigi's Mansion that'll give us a few more ports and stuff, but I really don't think we're seeing the system probably till the end of the year.
Yeah, I think we'll see it, but that's about it and nothing else.
I think we'll get like a trailer during the summer, and then like maybe November, December, January they'll have like the actual like presentation where they show off like the launch year,
Right.
kind of like what they did with the Switch.
It's just, they just had the whole investors meeting. They got nothing to. Their investors aren't looking
Well,
too hot. They drop their stock
their
drop.
their meeting is in like I want to say the second. It's either like the 7th or the 8th of May, and that'll be very interesting to see like what they say. So I'm gonna be a
Right.
little concerned if their hardware forecasts are very low, because that gives me the impression that it may not be coming out before April of next year, which is a possibility that I don't like to think about.
I feel like we're already at the point where it's too late. Like it should
Yeah.
have came out already at this point. All
Well,
right.
the problem is, have you been seeing the Japan sales numbers for the Switch every week? It's selling like
It's
60, 70,000 a week, and
yeah.
nothing's going on.
It's crazy how much it's selling. At the same time, there's just people just talking about it. It's just it's it's running its course. Like people switches are dying. They're waiting to get the new Switch. Like they're
Yeah,
they're worried about hardware limitations and like it's just
yeah.
not good press right now. So I really don't know. It's weird. It's like a weird dichotomy
I
there.
I have a feeling, because I've listened to a lot of the Kit and Krista podcasts in the last few months, and I really kind of think that Nintendo internally is just kind of in like a panic spiral right now, trying to figure out like what to release in the meantime, like how to market
Why did they
it.
even do that? Like, what was the reason for it? All I know is that it was Xbox that was the reason for the internal delay, and that was it.
Well, that was the delay for that partner direct.
I thought it was an
For to my
internal delay
knowledge,
because of that. That's what I thought, but
not for Xbox, no. For the new system, it sounds like just their software isn't ready.
wow.
Like they probably have a couple games good and ready to go, but I'm sure like it's not enough to have that first year they want to have. So they just were like, the Switch is still selling so well. Let's just delay it a year. It's not going to hurt us too badly.
All right. All right, we
Yeah,
shouldn't diddle fuck anymore.
diddle,
I
diddle
was
fuck.
also gonna say that they had a cold opening, so we might as well just get into it. We just had a cold opening. What's up, guys? What's going on? It's me, your boy Slime, and that's your other boy Hylian. uh,
Long
we're
time no see.
we're back. Yeah, long time no see. Exactly. I we're it's I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. Um, so Nintendo stuff and things. We don't want to bore you anymore about Switch 2 rumors. We've done that to death. But today we wanted to talk a little bit about the online closures and just kind of riding. This is like the final days of the Wii U, and we never really had like a podcast dedicated to like the Wii U and 3DS. So this will fit that slot as well. So I guess we can start off with just where were you when the when the Wii U came out? How old were you?
I was 13 when the Wii U came out, which makes me realize I'm turning 25 this year. Anyways, um,
What year is
so
2012? I'm
I was
21, so
lucky.
11. Yeah.
I got the Wii U the year like the holiday it came out. Like I got it right after Christmas that year.
Mhm.
I got it with Nintendo Land. I got New Super Mario Bros. U, played those, really liked them, and then I did not touch the system again until Wind Waker HD.
Wow.
So the first year, like especially with the Wii U, just I didn't play it. Like that was my Minecraft phase. I'd play a couple Wii U games, be like, okay, this is cool. This looks great. I'm gonna go play Minecraft for 6 months. I didn't care. I didn't care.
It's really interesting because I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened to me. Like almost beat for beat. I didn't get it that holiday. I can't quite remember exactly when I got it. It was definitely within the year. And and because I was, my parents had to get it for me. It's probably at a Christmas or birthday somewhere. And I think the only game I had was Nintendo Land and maybe New Super Mario Bros. I don't even remember having that. I only remember Nintendo Land. But I remember taking it to a friend's house, and at that friend's house, every day that we hung out, we would play Minecraft on the phone together. And that was like the thing that we did. So I was like, hey, you know what? I just got this new console. Let me go bring it over to their house. And it had an update. And it was taking a while. And when the Wii U first launched, it was a little bit slow.
Oh, it was terrible.
And I was like, what's going on? And so I did the unthinkable. I did what every console is telling you not to do. And that's...
Did you unplug it?
I unplugged it. And that was my first Wii U. Gone. Poof. And then we went back to playing Minecraft. And so I barely have any memories with that first Wii U. It wasn't until 2013 that, not 2013, whenever 3D World came out, I think about
2013.
Whenever the deluxe Wii U came out with 3D World.
Oh, gotcha.
So whenever that came out, I was supposed to get it for Christmas, but I got in trouble. So my mom had already bought it for me, and my dad told her not to give it to me, even though they're not together. And so she just put it under her bed, and then like 3 or 4 months later, I finally got a new Wii U, and that's when I played 3D World to death, pretty much. That was it. Again, I didn't start playing Zelda until the Switch era, so you gotta remember that. I had nothing. I had nothing to play on Wii U.
When we talk about the 3DS, I'll be able to talk about like my first Zelda experiences, because Ocarina was my first one, and that was because I had a 3DS and I had nothing to play for that. So before the Switch era, I'd say Nintendo had a really bad time having like a really stable first year of exclusives.
Yeah, and we could go through the history if we wanted to, but this isn't a Scott the Woz video.
We'd be here all day. Go to
three
his
Scott
videos.
the Woz videos, actually. It's not even over yet.
Yep.
But yeah, I think the whole life of the Wii U was just really raw. I mean, let alone marketing issues. Like, putting that aside, just they didn't have any games for it, first party or not. Like, the main Zelda was delayed indefinitely until the launch of the Switch. So
came out the day the Wii U died.
Yeah, and so it was just kind of just a weird existence. A personal theory of mine is that the reason why that era was so wonky was because Nintendo was primarily focusing on expansion. We hadn't seen the repercussions of that until very recently, but I feel like a lot of their priority was figuring out what they wanted to do, and then especially because the Wii U sales were so bad, they're like, you know what, let's just wait. Like, let's chill out for a little bit, and then we had to suffer because of that. They weren't communicative with us. To be fair, they didn't need to be, but that's just my personal theory.
Mine would be Nintendo rested on their laurels just way too heavily. So like they went into the Wii U generation thinking, okay, we're gonna get the grandmas back. We're gonna get the moms that play on their smartphones back, even though they abandoned them years ago at that point. Because if you remember, like just looking back at it, basically after 2009, the Wii was irrelevant.
Yeah.
But they kept riding on that, and then they were like, okay, we're gonna get them back. Like, yeah, we'll have more quote unquote hardcore games, but we don't know how to do HD development, so they're going to take forever. Mm-hmm. And just with that, they kind of, I think early on they realized the 3DS was going to be their golden goose for that generation, even though it didn't do amazingly well.
At the beginning.
So they focused on that. But I think they kind of went into that generation being like, okay, we don't really know what we're doing. It's going to take us a year or two to get these like really good games out. And at that point, next-gen Xbox and PlayStation's already launched. They don't have any market share because nobody wants to spend $300 to $350 for a thing that has maybe 4 or 5 really worthwhile exclusives.
It wasn't even that. It was just like people thought it was another accessory for the Wii.
Yeah, that didn't help either.
No one knew what it was.
Marketing to the 8 to 10-year-old markets that really are begging their parents to get a Wii U. Like, that's not gonna do your audience any favors because you're talking down to the kids and you're not marketing to the adults.
Yeah, it was rough during that era, but I was mostly playing on 3DS, so I was chilling. So
I mean, if you really look, like, being a Nintendo fan in that 4-year stretch, it absolutely sucked. But there was like a bunch of good like exclusives. Pikmin
Yeah.
3, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, 3D World, the Wii U HD Zeldas, Splatoon, Mario Kart. It had good releases, but there were so many software droughts.
Yeah, I would
Especially like
say it hit hard probably 2015, and then literally the next year they
I
just
think
they
2015
should have
I think
spread that out a little more, I think, but
2014 was their best. 2015 was pretty good. It was 2013 and 2016 that just
yeah.
had nothing going on.
Um, I would say I got the most out of my Wii probably 2015.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say like that's a perfect transition into like the market might have been bad, but the exclusives that we got in retrospect are really good, and we can talk about the software. Just I mean, people didn't really like 3D World at the time because they thought we needed a new traditional 3D Mario right after 3D Land, but again, there's a reason why it's on Switch still. It's a great game. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. Check out our playthrough
My
if you want. But it's a really good 3D Mario game on this.
my main problem with the system was I'm primarily a single player user. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Splatoon, I love Smash, I love Mario Kart, but it really felt like even with 3D World, like you had in a 1 year span, your like biggest releases were Smash, Mario Kart 8, and Splatoon. All those came out roughly in like the same 1 year span.
Mhm.
All great, all fantastic games. And then you get like Super Mario Maker. There's really nothing to play that's like solely devoted to single player besides like Yoshi's Woolly World, the GameCube Zelda remasters, Xenoblade X, which I have my
That's
own issues with,
online
but
too, but that is
exactly, but at least that is like a story-based game. So it's like
yeah.
I love the Wii U, but they definitely were focusing on that like family-friendly local multiplayer scene, and that just wasn't for me.
I think it made sense with what the system's thesis, right? Just having that extra screen, that fifth controller, and that's
Oh,
why I really
absolutely.
wish that they bring it back now because now they can be a little more creative with it, like with the dual screen and less, more single player focused stuff. But unfortunately, I think that unfortunately won't sell very well. But I think it's a creative idea, but having that asymmetrical multiplayer was like the MO, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah,
Nintendo Land,
yeah,
perfect example as well. Like, yeah,
and that's personally why I really don't have a very soft, like relatable connection with the Wii either. It's like there was the games on the Wii. I respect the Wii far more than I respect the Wii U. However, I look back and my favorite games are the Zeldas, and like the new Super Mario games are good. Mario Kart 8 was great. Country Returns was great. The Galaxy games especially.
the
But I don't.
Galaxy games are very great single player campaigns, but I think
Oh,
there's
they are.
two very big holes there that you despise. Very large holes.
Yeah, that also
Um,
gave me my. I've grown. I've matured. I'm going to admit that Sticker Star is worse than Super Paper Mario. However, I hate Super Paper Mario.
again, it's
And
not an
what's
RPG,
the
but like it's the best-selling Paper Mario game in the franchise to date.
what's the other hole that you were talking about then?
Smash. Smash that is the
Yeah.
one game that actually has a decent single player, and
So
that if that's what we're referring
I
to.
respect the cutscenes. I don't like Smash as a platformer.
It's
If
it
it was more Nintendo, the thing is they did the Smash twang on it. It's like ooh, like apocalyptic things, robots. I'm like I like what they tried, but if it was like you're running through Hyrule, oh you're running through Green Greens, like these actual Nintendo locations, like it was in Melee, I would have been much more receptive of it. But it just kind of felt like, oh, these Smash characters are just on Earth, and this is just random locations.
even
Like it
even in
didn't.
World of Light, like at least that one was, I guess it's a glorified event mode, which is more in line with what Smash is rather than a
The
platformer.
problem is,
It was
not to
it
go on
was
a
just
tangent,
random stuff.
not to go on a tangent, but Ultimate, they tried to market that as a single player mode. Yes, it's an event mode. If you don't try to like spend 5 hours a day going through it and you just slowly meander your way, it's a fun mode. That being said, I have not touched it since I finished it the first time, and I probably never will again.
I played
At
it
least at least
once.
Subspace has merits to go back to.
I played it once. I got halfway through on New Game Plus, and I kind of want to play it again. I'm actually really itching to play it again for a series. to record because now I can do it with like the DLC characters as well. Now that the game is kind of a complete package, but again, it was we're talking about the world again. It's just I think there was like Pac Maze in there, I think, and
Yeah.
like Lumio City, but
Well,
like that's it.
well, there was a Hyrule based map. There was like a Mario like Bowser's Castle theme thing. Yes, they weren't perfect, but they were at least more themed.
Yeah. Anyway,
But
back to Wii U.
regardless, I'm
Yeah.
with the Wii U. I feel like Splatoon was the best thing they could have done for that system. That game was fantastic. It spawned a huge series that's still thriving and probably will continue to thrive. But it was just kind of that and Smash and Mario Kart
Yeah.
with a tinge of Mario Maker.
Now looking at it from the perspective of now the main exclusives, Woolly World, 3D World, a lot of worlds, the HD Zeldas, and then the multiplayer experiences, Splatoon. It feel like all of that is now just like we can forget about, like Nintendo just wants to forget about the Wii U because everything is now on Switch minus Woolly World and a
Not
couple of virtual
everything.
consoles, but you know what I'm saying though. It's like we can now they want to forget. They want to forget and they're trying to,
Yeah.
remove that part of it. I was going to say though I think Splatoon was the best thing for modern Nintendo, but I also think Super Mario Maker is something that we need to highlight as well. I think that, regardless of what happened afterwards with Mario Maker 2, which I think is a train wreck, at the tail end of it at least, I think that generally speaking, like that was the thing that probably like revived the Wii U and made a lot more people want the Wii U, and then they just kind of let it die.
Honestly, I think if it was possible to like rearrange the release schedule, if they would have had Mario Maker like at launch, like something big like that, I really do think Nintendo could have at least gotten to GameCube and 64 numbers with the Wii U.
Yeah.
The problem was it was dead on arrival. The first real exclusive that people wanted was a year later with 3D World. I'm sorry, like nobody was buying
Nobody
Pikmin
wanted
3. I
that.
think I think everyone was buying getting Pikmin 3 with that Mario Kart deal where you could pick out a free game just for buying Mario Kart. I think that's really where most people got Pikmin 3.
Pikmin was not in a
No,
good
it was
place
not.
at that time.
It was Don't get me wrong, Pikmin 3 is a gem of a game. It is a masterpiece. However, you're not selling a Wii U to play Pikmin.
Yeah.
No, it's not a
It's
system
so
seller.
weird because like
Pikmin's not going to be.
we named like 5 games so far, maybe like 6 or 7, and like no beyond that. And they had a
Two
direct
of them were
every
Wii
month.
U remasters.
They
Exactly.
had a direct every month. What the hell?
Okay, well, to be fair, Wonderful 101 was good. Bayonetta 2 was good. Both of those came from Platinum. Those were great, like, third-party exclusives. You get into stuff like Game and Wario, take it or leave it. Paper Mario Color Splash, better than Sticker Star, but still not.
I
Star
enjoyed
Fox
that
Zero
game.
was a dumpster fire. And then yeah, outside of that, I'm just drawing a blank.
Yeah. Yeah,
But that's the
it's
thing with
like
the legacy's been destroyed because basically every single worthwhile Wii U game has 90% of them a Switch, and then a couple moved over to the 3DS. Literally,
yeah.
the only games the Wii has in their name is Xenoblade X and the 2 Zelda Wii U ports. And even then, give it 2 years, those are probably going to be gone too.
Yeah, and even Mario Maker, there's like a reason to go back to Mario Maker 1. Not anymore. Not as of
So I mean,
2 weeks
you
ago.
got two. That's the thing. You got two on the Switch. You've got the really crappy 3DS one on the 3DS, and
I,
now all the online stuff is disabled.
I will admit I spent more time with the 3DS one, but that's probably just me. Um,
That's my thing. Literally, I can only think of, well, Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. So four
oh yeah, they didn't even
Wii U
have like
games
an
that have stayed on.
exclusive Kirby game. Like it was like a sequel to.
That's literally it though. Like the four games I just listed that are still on Wii U. One's the Black Sheep Xenoblade game. One's a Kirby spin-off that nobody talks about anymore. And two were GameCube and Wii remasters.
I don't know.
They aren't gonna like
It was a mess.
that's all it has. Everything else is gone. Count
Yeah.
Splatoon 1, but who's playing Splatoon? Like, I get it. There was a fan base for it before the online went down. But you have Splatoon 2 and 3 that can do that same purpose.
Yeah.
So,
Again, I did play this. I was, as much as I love the Wii U for the Mario that was on there.
yeah.
Um, I, I didn't get into Zelda's until the Switch era, and I didn't play Splatoon until Splatoon 3 was announced. So,
Yeah.
I was definitely. It's like, how did you even survive? I don't know. I really don't know how I survived on the Wii U.
Well, and the thing is, it's like
Oh,
the
Pokken.
2013
Pokken's really good. Pokken's good. We can say
and
that.
Mario Tennis Ultra Smash is the game of the year. No, Pokken was really
Pokken
good
was
though.
good.
No, Pokken was good. The way we survived through that generation was there was so many directs. The 3DS, which we'll get to here in a minute, was fantastic. But then you got into that like right after Iwata passed away. There was that 5 or 6 month stretch with no directs. And then 2016 had one in March. And then it was just radio silent until the 3DS Direct that September. And then we didn't hear about the Switch until late October.
Yeah.
Like 2015 and 2016 were brutal.
Yeah, just after Mario Maker came out, it was pretty much just. I know I keep talking about Mario Maker, but that's pretty much the last
No,
memory
it's
I
fine.
had with the Wii U. It was just NX rumors. It's just how we are now. Like after Tears of the Kingdom, and I guess maybe Side Order, it's just been Switch 2 rumors, Switch 2 rumors, Switch 2 rumors.
I played a grand total of 3 new Wii U games in 2016: Twilight Princess HD, Paper Mario Color Splash, and Star Fox Zero. And I hated one of them, being Star Fox.
Hey, at least you enjoyed Color Splash.
I Here's the thing: I don't think I'll ever play it again. But colors, like I said, I can't. I liked Sticker Star. Like I get it. It has awful design, and I see that now. I was 12, 13 when that game came out. I was
Mm.
like prime audience for it. But now that I look back, I'm like, I'm never gonna replay Sticker Star. I'm probably never gonna replay Color Splash. But I still enjoyed the time I had with them.
All right. Well, before
But
we move on to the 3DS, I do want to talk about just like the Wii U itself. Uh, the tablet, honestly, still a lot more comfortable than the Switch in handheld mode. uh,
yeah, I agree with that. But that's because it's so bulky. Like there's more to
yeah,
grab onto.
I honestly still really like the Wii U Pro controller as well. I know a lot of people don't, but I
I
I
can't.
really do.
It's comfortable to touch, like grab
I
onto,
like
but
the plastic. I don't
I
know.
can't do. I don't like the glossy plastic. That's the thing. It's like it gets so smudged up so easily, and I do not
Mushy,
like having
mushy.
do
I
not like
hate that.
having the circle pads, like the analog sticks on the top. That's way too much for me.
Imagine if we actually had the circle pads on
Oh
the
God,
gamepad.
the no, I that would have been disastrous.
I wonder if somebody has that prototype, if that exists somewhere, if they just like
It
melted
the
it.
Ironically enough, they did talk about that on Kit and Krista's podcast. They do at least that was a very real prototype. I don't know whatever happened to it, but they did get to like use it.
Didn't they say
I
someone like the inspiration for the gamepad was that U draw thing that they made?
I don't know if that was the inspiration, but the timing on that was very, very
I had that
perfect.
too. I had the
I think I did too.
I had the SpongeBob, which I didn't know at the time, but it's a WarioWare clone. I
Yep.
love that game.
See, I had that on the. I think I got that on the 3DS too. I think I had it on
Oh
both
yeah, it
the
was
U
on
Draw and
3DS
the
too.
3DS.
Yeah, I forgot about that. And then the other thing too is, man, the Wii U software, or UI, I guess, it puts the Switch to shame. Like it is so like it's the Wii U's like for whatever software, whatever you want to call, or the Switch's whatever the UI, the menus and stuff. It's just so nothing. It's so bland. It's not even like modern because even Xbox and PlayStation have a lot more going for it. It's just so bland and empty. And then you look at Wii U's and it's just the dainty little music and the Miiverse when at the time was chaos on your TV screen and then the eShop as well. The eShop just felt more lively and now the Switch's eShop just it's just a slow, clunky mess and I mean not to mention what we lost with the eShop being a lot of virtual console and stuff,
Yeah.
but
I
there
mean,
was just a
I
lot more
think
charm.
I think I prefer the simplicity of the Switch. However, given it's been over 7 years now, and they haven't bothered to give us any themes, any optional music, I think that's a shame. That I haven't been doing this, especially on the 3DS when they sold them for like $1 a piece. You could
Yeah.
make a killing.
I just think I mean I understand the drip feeding ideology, but I don't
Yeah,
I think that
I'm tired of it.
at the very least they could have by by the halfway of the switches, or I guess halfway plus 1 year, because that's when NSO really started. They caught up with what the Wii U had, because now we're waiting on the Switch 2, and we actively lost games in the process. Like, there are so many games even on the consoles that we do have that are not on Wii U, or that are not on Switch. And I'm not
Yeah.
even talking about DS or Wii, which I guess technically there was a Wii Virtual Console, by the way, because I downloaded Mario Galaxy 2 on my Wii U. Uh, it's like you're literally actively like losing games at that point, which I mean maybe that's their plan all along, muhaha. But like it's like, come on, it just seems like
Well,
look at
they have to
Xbox.
remaster them at some point.
Look at
Yeah.
Xbox. Like the Series S, I could play all my games if I had one. All my games from Xbox 360, like, or XBLA for that matter. Like,
Yeah.
it's like what the.
Yeah, I mean, I get where they're going at it with the thing, and as long as they don't restart it for the Switch 2, I'm gonna turn a blind eye.
No.
But it is really disturbing how easily they're just willing to just wipe games from their services.
Yeah, it's sad because I genuinely had to scramble to get, like, I think I got the two DS games because Lord knows I'm not gonna fucking, and I'd rather play that on Wii U than on an emulator because of the touch controls.
Yeah.
But it's just disappointing. I just wish that they would just kind of every next console generation is just the up to date and like continue to
And
do
I
that.
think that's what it's going to be going forward. But I
Yeah.
think the Wii U just so little people bought it, they just kind of thought, well,
And their online infrastructure was a
there's not
little
going to be that
weird.
many people angry about it.
Regardless
Yeah.
of what you think about how Nintendo's online is, it's always been a little weird, like, with the Wii Shop and stuff. And I feel like PlayStation and Xbox were kind of like a generation like behind or ahead, I guess, where they
Yeah.
had their online infrastructure on PS2, and then PS3. That's when they had their little exclusive store. From that point on, they had their shit together. Nintendo was like a
Yeah.
generation later. They had the Wii Shop, and then like a little bit online with GameCube, kind of, not really, and then they had a whole exclusive ecosystem with the 3DS and Wii U, and then now we got their shit together. Switch moving on.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
that makes any sense.
I mean, the Wii U is just going to be remembered for me as like a system that in a few years is going to have nothing of worth. And I had a good memories with it, but it was also probably the darkest moments I've had as a Nintendo fan in my life.
That's why I was secretly holding out for like a Color Splash port or even a Xenoblade X port, which we could still potentially get. Because then, there's not really a reason to have a Wii U anymore. And
I really think Paper Mario and Star Fox and Kirby's whatever it's called Rainbow Curse is going to be the only three holdouts. I think
it's
if
one of the
Xenoblade
few. It's just one of the few systems that you don't really need to look back on, unfortunately.
Yeah. Xenoblade X will probably get a definitive edition like Xenoblade 1 did, maybe next year for its 10th anniversary. Who knows? The Wii U Zeldas are a matter of time, whether it be on the Switch or the Switch 2. It's going to happen eventually. And who knows about Paper Mario Color Splash? It probably won't happen, but you never know.
Yeah. All right. Well, are you ready to talk about the Juggernaut?
Yes, I'm so happy to talk about a system I actually like. Oh, good lord.
Okay. So, uh, this guy, if you don't know, is a little retro console.
You actually have your like base 3DS
This
still?
is my original. I have my original DS
I'm
Lite as well.
jealous.
I have my original DS Lite as well, but my sister broke it. But I have my original model 3DS. This is my OG day one, or year
So
one 3DS.
jealous.
It did have the ambassador program on it. I don't know what happened. I don't have the Game Boy games anymore. Not really sure what that is.
Yeah.
But then I have a 3DS XL that's blue. I hate this, by the way. I hate this color.
Fair.
But then I have something that not many Westerners have because it was only released in certain bundles, and that is the new 3DS,
I have the
regular
new 3DS
size.
too. Yep, me
And
too.
I have a couple of skins for it. I have of course, the Mario
I
Maker
have
one,
that one.
which,
It's hard to pick up, but I have like this Mario one that has like just a bunch of like enemy designs like inscribed
yeah.
on it.
And then I have
Yeah.
like the 3D Land one, which is like the
Yep.
generic Mario render. And then I also, oh, you know what? I think my new 3DS is put away right now because I was actually current. I'm in the middle of Ultra Sun right now.
Gotcha.
I got a new 2DS with the Pokeball.
I did not buy that one, unfortunately.
This was during the Switch era, by the way. People forget that.
Yep.
And then this is not my original 2DS. I did unfortunately sell my original 2DS, but here's my ugly white and red 2DS. It's surprisingly easy to mod a Nintendo 3DS. I modded this one, but that was a mistake. I probably should have modded my new 3DS. But my current active system is actually not the Pokeball one. It's the new 3DS. I downloaded all my DLC and everything on there before the shutdown. So yeah,
I mean,
launch year, I was a baby practically. I was barely online conscious, if you will, at the time. And I received this beauty definitely during launch period because I think my mom bought it at the unreasonable price of 300 something bucks.
yep.
And I'm pretty sure I had the ambassador program. I know people are gonna think I'm lying, but I'm dead serious. I did have the ambassador program. And I think
So
I didn't have any games on it. It came out with fucking nothing. I think
yeah.
it launched with Mario Kart 7, didn't it? But I don't even think I
No,
had
it launched with
Steel Diver.
Nintendogs Plus Cats, Steel Diver, and Pilot Wings Resort.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay. So
The
I didn't care
3DS
about
was my
those games.
no, the 3DS was my first system that I bought. I got day one. Like I
Mm,
was very lucky to have gotten the launch system, which means my parents did pay the extreme. I think it was 250, not 300, but still, for
it
a
was up
handheld,
there,
that's
yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
I was an ambassador too, but unfortunately, I had the bad habit of, ooh, a new system. I'm gonna trade my old one in to not have to pay as much
Yeah,
for
that's
it.
what I did with
So
my
when when
2DS.
the
Yeah.
when the 3DS XL came out, that's exactly what I did with my base system, and I didn't transfer my stuff, so I lost all my ambassador stuff,
Oof. Yeah,
never to be seen again.
even if I wanted the next system, like I made sure to transfer it if I were to lose it. Luckily, I still have my OG, but
I wasn't thinking at the time. I was like, I just want this new bigger system. This other one's really nice, but it's glossy. Like it's just smudgy. I don't care about it. The screen's bigger,
you
which
missed
I
out
find
on the
ironic because
cute little Pikmin animation.
I know. But now I'm cracking up at it because like now my main system is the base new 3DS.
And you prefer
And yeah,
that more?
it's. I mean, I've been like tossing back and forth about getting like an XL before they get super expensive, but I don't want to buy another 3DS, I guess.
Yeah,
So I'm
there's
like,
no
okay, I
reason
don't.
to. Yeah.
My thing is, I don't play this very much. So I'm like, I don't know if I don't play this much because I just am so devoted to like the Switch, or if it's because the system's just too small for my hands. Like I really
That,
don't know, and I
yeah.
don't want to spend 200. I don't want to spend $200 to find out.
I even with the XL, like my hands cramp up a lot. My hands started cramping with the Switch Joy-Cons. That's why I have all those videos regarding the controllers because I was like, I have all these Joy-Cons. They're cool to look at, but I really can't keep playing with them. They're too small. Um,
Yeah, I get that.
but I think okay, this is probably the first and only console I bought without a game for months. And the first game that I really got, I think I got two games. Rabbids in Time, which is it's pretty good. I played the whole thing. It's all right. And then Lego Star Wars 3, which I hated because it wasn't Lego Star Wars at all. It was the Clone Wars, and it was like a top-down shooter, and I was so confused. And I grew up with the complete saga, so I was like, "What am I playing?" Um, and for the longest time, I remember specifically, it was my birthday month, and she had got me the console brand new, and we were going to California. I think we were going to Disneyland at the time. And the only thing I played on the car ride was whatever was pre-installed. So before we left, I played AR games, and then I played pretty much Face Raiders the whole car ride,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Um, so I got the system day one because I was so obsessed with Nintendogs, and I loved Woohoo Island. So I got Pilot Wings and I got Nintendogs. Nintendogs didn't last for me as long as I wish it was still a really good game.
Bro's dead.
Pilot Wings Resort was so good. So good. Like, I probably spent like 15, 20 hours on that game. And then I dropped it. Didn't touch it for a few months. I was bored. I was at a GameStop one day and I saw this big new Zelda game. It was like the day Ocarina of Time 3D came out, and I was like, I'm gonna give that a shot. And that's how I became a Zelda fan. And then I didn't play anything until Super Mario 3D Land and Mario Kart at the end of the year. So kind of a boring year, but still some really good games.
Yeah. I can't quite recall what my first actual 3DS game was, other than, again, like I said before. I probably got Mario Kart, and I think I probably took a lot of the time playing those ambassador games, being very confused why Mario Kart controls like that. And then Mario Kart 7 and 3D Land were probably you know, my main two games. I don't think I really got excited until Pokemon started coming out, and that was like a year later, I think, because I think Black 2 and White 2. Because remember, my first Pokemon game that I ever played is Ruby, but I played it on an emulator, and I didn't really know what Pokemon was. And then my first game that I owned was Soul Silver, but again, I was baby. I couldn't read, so I didn't know what I was doing. And then after that, I pretty much never played Pokemon until X, and that was the first game I completed. So that's when my gaming, the height of my gaming started, was probably there, because I was more gaming conscious, and if that makes sense. Because I would play Galaxy and Mario Kart, but and Mario 64 DS, and those were great. But I think when I started to appreciate games was the 3DS era. So
That just the 3DS took a while to really pick up speed. Like they had to do that $70 or $80 price cut to really get people to buy it. But you look at the lineup that it built over the last the 6-7 years it was really the main system, and it has such a fantastic library. It's one of the best on any system of just brand new games.
What's crazy is that, again, I was pretty much exclusively a Mario and Pokemon guy, and I had a pretty full library. Like my 3DS library was pretty stacked just with those two games, right? And as soon as I started introducing Zelda and Kirby, it busted up a little bit more. But there are so many other games outside of first-party Nintendo stuff. There's a shit ton of third-party. There's Resident Evil, I think one of people's favorite or spin-off games, Revelations, came on the 3DS. There's I think there's a Tomb Raider and a Metal Gear Solid on the 3DS. What else? I think there's one Call of Duty on the 3DS, but I could be wrong about that.
I'm not sure about that, but you might be right.
Smash is portable for the first time. Kid
Icarus got revival.
Kid Icarus came back. I can't even think. There's so many other games outside of the main ones that I play, and I'm still baffled to this day. That came to 3DS. Wow. Years later, and unfortunately, I can't ever get them because
to this day, it still has the best Animal Crossing game. New Leaf is the best Animal Crossing game, and I will go to my grave for that.
I mean, fair, but
I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, that's true. Animal Crossing was there. Minecraft was there.
Pikmin got a game on there.
Hey.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that one.
Luigi's Mansion 2. Luigi's Mansion came back, and it's the best game ever. Don't at me. Or the best Luigi's Mansion
You're
game.
excited for June.
Oh hell yeah! It's my birthday month.
Um, Trying to look like obviously the biggest stinker I'd say is Paper Mario, and I also uh this was like the golden system for the Mario and Luigi series before it just went out back and got
So
shot. But
it's weird, right? Mario Bowser's Inside Story is still the greatest, I would think, but a Dream Team just took that a step further. I know a lot of people complain that it's a tad bit long and it overstays its welcome a little bit, but it's just more Bowser's Inside Story. It's not as good in terms of conceptually, but it's just a bigger, longer game. Same
yeah,
concepts, stuff like that. Um, Paper Jam, again, neat
it was fine.
idea. Unfortunately, it crossed over with Sticker Star instead of Paper Mario as a whole, which I don't know why, but it's like imagine if it was like Dream Team. No, it's actually the Mario and Luigi franchise crossed over with specifically Sticker Star,
Yep.
like, and that's it. And then the remakes are good as well. I know people shit on the Bowser's Inside Story remake, but it just made me made me replay that game, and it's honestly probably the better way to experience that game. It's easy to get still to this day. The DS one is probably a pain in the ass to get, and again, does it make any sense? No, but it's still great. And
Yeah, I feel bad. I
yeah,
didn't buy the remake of Bowser's Ice Story. There was too much going on at the time on Switch.
fair. Um, Mario Maker, Captain Toad, Woolly World, Wii U games are here for some reason, but that's cool.
It even got Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah.
Like they put that. It was a new three. That was one of like the three new 3DS exclusives.
Mario Kart, that was my favorite Mario Kart pretty much up until the Booster Course pass. Um,
Yeah, that's fair. Well, it
was
had such great
3D
retro
Land.
tracks. Like that
Oh yeah.
retro list was almost perfect.
3D Land, I think Galaxies 2 is still my favorite, but it's one of the few games that actually replay. I was replaying that shit yearly up until a couple of years ago. It's very easy to pick up and play, and I 100% it every time I play it, so it's
There
fun.
you go.
And if you're bored and you have nothing to do, like it's a good game to just waste time on because it's you can feel like you're making progress, get that quick dopamine rush.
I would
Um,
be such a fake fan if I did not mention A Link Between Worlds.
oh yeah,
That it's got to be one of, if not the best 2Ds.
yeah. 2D Zelda probably peaked here. Again, you're remaking sort of one of the best 2D Zeldas and putting an interesting twist on it, and it's a stepping stone into the future of what Zelda was, um, being the open world format. Uh, what else was on? Oh, honestly, in my opinion, best Pokemon, peak Pokemon right here. Omega
That's
Ruby and
fair.
Alpha Sapphire. I'm starting to like Sun and Moon a little more. I think that's when they started tripping, but um, when the signs started to appear that Pokemon may be abusing their developers started around then. Um,
Yeah.
fuck, what was I gonna talk about? Um, shoot. Mm, what other games are on 3DS?
Tamagotchi Life was really good.
Yes. Oh, not indies, but like weird. I guess they are indies. So Tamagotchi Life. That's not an indie, but it reminded me. Uh, I didn't play that until like 2017, and it's a really good game. But I
So
just wish
good.
there was. I just wish there was a Switch port because I feel like there's so much they can do with that. Um,
There needs to be a sequel or something at this point. I'm shocked they haven't done it yet with how many people have
oh
been
yeah,
asking.
for sure. I mean, after Metopia, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's coming because no one asked for
Yeah.
Metopia, so. Uh,
Yeah, that's still like probably the most like why
I thought it
did
was
you
like
decide to remaster this one?
I literally thought it was like, okay, we're gonna start remastering 3DS games, and then they did kind of Luigi's Mansion 2, and that's about it. Um,
All I'm gonna say is if they release Luigi's Mansion 2 HD and don't do anything with Luigi's Mansion, but it got a 3DS release, I'm gonna be a little confused.
yeah. Um, Luigi's Mansion remake. Oh, okay, sorry, Pushmo.
Pushmo's so good.
Pushmo was amazing. Uh, I also played, or I think Shovel Knight started on 3DS.
It came to Wii U as well, but it was like yeah, it
Yeah,
launched on 3DS too.
Pushmo, or sorry, yeah, Shovel Knight, I played on
That
3DS
was
as well.
I love that one. Yeah.
Um, what was the other one? There was this weird game launch year. I think it's called Crush 3D or something like that. It's almost like a
Oh, I
Link
remember
Between
that
Worlds.
one. That game
Um,
was terrible.
it was interesting. I had a Spider-Man game
I did
too.
not enjoy it.
Uh, like for the Andrew Garfield, I didn't really like it. It was all right.
Yeah.
Third party. What are they called? Like not movie tie-in, license games. There's abundance of those. Pretty good ones at
Yeah.
that. There's not too many people talk about it, but there are some good license games on 3D. Oh, you know what? I was wondering why. I think the battery's starting to. Yeah, look at that. You
Oof.
can kind of see it's like there's like a dip.
Yep.
I don't think it still works, but I think I know exactly. I was like, why is it squishy? I was
Your
like,
batteries expand. Like, yep.
yeah. Hold on, let me see if I can get my charger because I think I have all my original games on like downloaded. So
I
I
mean,
don't know why I got an Apple on the, but
Mario Golf World Tour was the like a really good Mario Golf game. New Super Mario Bros. 2 was really fun.
yeah.
I know we talked about Ocarina, but they also did a Majora's Mask remake.
Let's see. I think these are just main stuff. Oh, here you go.
I've mentioned that one a couple times.
Uh, Luigi's Mansion remake. That was interesting. I wish those during the end of its life, it started. It's like, okay, so why aren't you putting this on Switch?
Yeah,
Um,
literally.
even like Mario and Luigi, like that could have done really well.
WarioWare
Um,
Gold was pretty good.
trying to see what else. Oh, Kirby had like a like a myriad of like little spin-off games and such.
Also, the main
Um,
series ones, Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobot were very good.
it's weird because I hear a lot of people saying like this is like probably like the best in the series. Like a lot of people usually say like NES, N64 era usually have the better games for a series, but I feel like a lot of people say that the Kirby games on 3DS are more of the best. Um,
Yeah.
and it's weird because I also heard somebody say as well uh, that that era was like Return to Dreamland era was almost like the new Soup era, which is like
Yeah.
that's a weird comparison to make, but like I see it, but
Well, the 2D Kirby game we got on Switch, Star Allies, just was not very good.
let's see what I
Like, it
have.
was very safe, very
Oh yeah,
generic.
Set Star Allies, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so what I have right here is Kirby Clash Deluxe, Smash Controller, Pokebank, Mini Mario and Friends, Kirby Fighters Deluxe, Minis Marching. Oh, this is the DSiWare. Minis on the Move, which was interesting. Um, Duty's Drum Dash, Blowout Blast. Oh, the first 3D Kirby game. Oh, you know what was really cool, especially after Smash 3DS, is that they started doing like the joint releases where you could buy one on 3DS and download it on Wii U, which was kind of
Oh,
cool. Like
yeah.
with
They did
Tipping
that for one of the
Stars.
Mario and Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
Yep, Tipping Stars.
it was Tipping Stars and I think it was Amiibo Challenge as well. Um,
Yeah.
a Pokemon Virtual Console, which is something that we can't say on Switch. Um,
Yeah.
for a while, we couldn't say anything about Game Boy. Um, let's see if I can get my other 3DS to charge before the battery explodes. I'm sure I can find
I
one
mean,
online.
I feel like we've kind of just we've talked about most of them. Like outside of that, I kind of feel like smaller stuff. Yeah, great games, but probably not worth mentioning too much.
Yeah,
The 3DS at least has a legacy,
yeah,
unlike the Wii U.
yeah. Unfortunately, that legacy was short lived. It was tainted, and then it just all went on the Switch. So it's like all the good stuff is
Yeah.
barring a few
But there is
Zelda.
still a dozen plus reasons to buy a 3DS.
Yeah, and that's I think with the eShop, I think the biggest loss came from the 3DS, but with the online, I think the biggest loss came from Wii U, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense. So like the eShop, we lost just a ton of good games that were on 3DS that were exclusive to the eShop. With online, we're obviously losing Mario Maker. Couldn't upload levels on Mario Maker 3DS. Splatoon, there's a couple of exclusive stages on there, but it's not too bad. And then I think Xenoblade X server shut down a long time ago. The battle mode in
Yeah.
Mario Kart 8, if you if you wanted to play that online.
My favorite.
Um,
My favorite.
and yeah, so I think the biggest loss was software on 3DS and online experiences on Wii U, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I honestly, we need to make like just a 3DS, specific like a game club or something. But like, I genuinely need to play more 3DS games. It's a great system, and I'm gonna miss it and I need it more in my life because like with the online servers shutting down and everything, it makes me more nostalgic. I guess is something to take away from the. It's like it's hard to actually coherently say something because it's like there's so much.
I mean, I feel bad because I moved on from the 3DS and the Wii U, like, basically right after the Switch came out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the point where it's like, I have respect for each of them as, like, what they tried to do, more so the 3DS, but anymore, I'm just kind of like, they were great systems, they got me through my teenage years, but at least the Wii U I don't look at fondly anymore. It's a system that I played games that I can play on the Switch now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I also had to put Mario Maker to rest as well. I recorded the videos that I needed on it, and I put it to rest. I honestly don't need my Wii U, other than the the HD Zeldas, which I haven't played yet. So, and I do have them. I bought them.
You need to start playing them so they can be
Let
announced and
me
come to Switch just to annoy you.
let me play. Can you like when are you available? Because I need to sit. I need to finish Ocarina on Switch. I was
It's
so
gonna be
close.
a bit. Where are you at?
I watch my videos. I finished the Dongo's Cavern was where I left off. That was 2 years ago.
That's not finishing. That's the second dungeon. That's not finishing. That's starting.
Um.
Good grief.
Okay, so there is nothing. I have Cube Creator on here for some reason. Oh, the Badge Arcade.
Oh, the bunny's out of the job.
That was such a cool like. A lot of
It
this stuff,
was.
unfortunately, came at the end of the 3DS's life. So it's like I wish they did that for, like Switch and stuff. Like they should. That would have been so cool.
Yeah, but I think we've kind of exhausted our like
You're
main
exhausted.
Nintendo. Oh, I am. I had to work till like 1 a.m. yesterday after driving like to and from Washington. Not to and from. I drove to. My fiance drove from. I've had a long couple days.
You need a couple days off, like of doing
I
absolutely
took
nothing.
4 days off.
Oh.
That's the problem. I took days. I took 4 days off, and I did too much stuff because I had friends come down. But it's like this is the first day without them, and I have to go to work in like an hour and a half.
You got a nice little discussion now. Now it's cleaning and sleeping.
Maybe like a 20-minute nap if I'm lucky.
No, you can get a full 8 hours. I think
I can get a full 8 hours in the next hour and 10.
you got to go to work still.
I have to work today. Yes.
Oh, wait. Okay.
No,
I
have
was
to
thinking
work
something
today.
else. Okay. My
Yeah,
brain is not.
I have to work like 3 to 11 or something like that.
Okay, that's not terrible.
Yeah.
Come on, turn on.
But it's gone. It's taking my 8 hour sleep.
All right. Well, I think we talked about it enough. I would say goodbye Wii U. I don't want to say goodbye 3DS yet, but the online servers are down. The eShop's down. I don't know when this video is coming out. I think probably like 2 weeks. Because I had them record a couple, and then me and Matt should be recording tomorrow. I hope.
Happy Paper Mario Month. I'm assuming it comes out in May.
Yeah, I think so, but I don't care because I want them to cancel it so they can announce a Super Paper Mario remake they've been actually developing.
Hmm. Is that some out of season April Fool's joke?
No.
Should be.
Who cares? You got the same game on N64 Online.
It's not the same.
It's the same structure, almost.
And it's like I want more games in that structure. It's like that's what the Paper Mario has been
No,
saying
it's
for
not
the better
like
part of
that.
15
Like,
years.
Yes, it I
is.
can literally look at Paper Mario and A Thousand Year Door almost looks like a remake of the original Paper Mario. There are literally some
No.
things that are like beat for beat.
It's not even set in the Mushroom Kingdom.
That's the only thing that's different.
No, it's not.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. It's been a minute since we've done one of these, so it's a little awkward, but hope you enjoyed nonetheless.
Maybe Nintendo will wake up and finally do something fun.
Yeah. I mean, literally, this episode was a lot of fun looking back, but like ultimately, it started from a place of sad because it was the online server shutting down. So
yeah,
it's just like now we're in limbo mode, like we were in 2015 and 2016. It's like
to their credit though, at least they're still releasing games on the Switch.
Yeah, like well, they're all remakes, but and then they're
assuming
games
I want to play.
All right, well,
I'll take it.
We will see you guys next time. Adios.
Bye.